Hey, Christopher Macor here from So You Want to Play Guitar, and today I'd like to talk about a misconception that guitarists have. Uh, they a lot of guitarists tend to think that we play a rhythm with our right hand, with our strumming hand, and I know this sounds a little um, kind of like, well, yeah, sure, that makes sense that we play with our right hand. Um, but I want to show you something that actually contests that. All right. So like if you have a rhythm like ba 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 ba, a lot of guitarists, especially beginning guitarists, they'll go, right. Um, and but what I'm proposing is that we play that a better way to play that rhythm is to keep the beat with the right hand and play the rhythm, right? I'm keeping a microbeat with the right hand and to play the rhythm with the left hand. Sorry, here. Right? As opposed to, or to do this instead. Okay, so that's the main idea of this video, is to show you how that works and show you how to do that. Okay, so of course what we start with in this rhythm is we start with a mute strum. Okay, it's very important to be able to strum your guitar and not have any notes sound and just have it be a rhythm instrument. Because guitars they are rhythm instruments. The early like jazz ensembles, before guitar was amplified or anything like that, it was a rhythm instrument. It was part of the rhythm section, and so the mute strum is really important. And some students have a little trouble getting that. It's this, you lay your fingers on the strings, but you don't press down, right? So all the strings are muted, but you're not getting any sound out of it. You're not getting any notes. You're getting just a muted sound, and that's very important. And what that does is it makes your playing more rhythmic. It's almost like you become your own drummer. This microbeat becomes like a hi-hat, on a drum set. And then, like, right? So then the boom boom is like the bass drum, and the high is like the snare, and the hi-hat is going. So when you play this way, you like I said, you become your own drummer. So imagine everybody in the band being like their own drummer. You're going to have like a really tight band. You're going to have a band that can play rhythmically, be really solid and really articulate too. So what's behind this mute strum is it's a way of subdividing beats into microbeats. And so I'm going to share my screen here and show you what I mean. So here we have this, I call this a rhythmic grid, and you can see, if you know music at all, each one of these is a beat, right? You go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and this is this is a subdivision, a microbeat for the most common kind of rhythm that we find in Western music, modern Western music, which is 4/4, right? It's four beats to a measure, and it's divided into 16th notes, and that's why with these two lines up here, that makes those 16th notes, right? We don't have any actual notes because we're not dealing with melody here. We're just dealing with rhythm. And the way you say that is 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So it's a really good, so the foundation, the first thing in practicing this way of playing rhythmically on guitar is to be able to just go 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E, right? Just be able to say that, to play that, keep that rhythm with a mute strum, and to say that it's that those syllables are that is the rhythmic grid, and that's going to guide you through this whole thing. Okay, so going one step further, so now if we put like an accent, right? Say we put an accent on all these numbers, the first microbeat of these four beats, right? So we got 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, but now I'm going to press down with my left hand on the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4. So we got 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So we have a basic rhythm there, right? So now it's a pretty simple rhythm. It doesn't have a lot of variation, and one of the things that makes a rhythm a good rhythm is that there's repetition, right? You set up an expectation. You got 1, 2, 3, and then you upset it. So let's say, what if we change this fourth beat, if we changed it to the and, right? So listen to what happens here. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and a, right? So all of a sudden we're getting a little more interesting with our rhythm, and what that does to our bodies when we listen to rhythms like that is our bodies get into the groove, right? But then there's like a little, like an upset, and that's the definition of syncopation. It's like 1 E and a 2 E, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2, right? Syncopation is a term that I think was coined through the jazz tradition, but that's basically what it means, is that you set up an expectation and then you upset it, and the body likes that. It likes to like get into a groove and then have something kind of jolt it, and it creates interesting things to dance to. Now you can do something, you can add to this rhythm, you can put another beat there, right? So now we have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, right? So or we could do something even more challenging. We could do oops. All right, so here we'll go. 1E, we'll set up the expectation. Then right away we'll go to the halfway through that rhythmic sequence. And then on the last one, we'll do like that, okay? So, and actually I wanted to, before I go into this, I'm gonna stop my share. And but I'm going to remember this rhythm. It's a 1, it's a 2, and then it's a 3 E and a 4 E and ah. Okay, so I want to show you something. I want to show you basically how you can practice this kind of rhythmic approach. You don't have to have a guitar to do it. And in fact, if you can do it without a guitar, then you can definitely do it with a guitar. So this is a really good practice. And so what we're doing here is we're using the same rhythmic grid, the same syllables, right? We're going 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and 3 and a 4E and a. But what we're going to do different here is we're going to clap on the beats. We're going to clap the rhythm, right? So and just to make it clear, the distinction between microbeat and rhythm. Okay, so the microbeat. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna just go back here for a minute and just show this clearly. So these numbers, I would call these numbers the macro beat, right? It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's a big beat. There's lots of room in between each beat, and if you count that beat and you go a little off, the music's going to go off. It's going to be pretty obvious that the music goes off. Whereas this right here, this is the microbeat. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Now if you're saying this and you go off a little bit with one of these, the music won't go, it will be less noticeable because the resolution of your rhythmic grid is higher. It's a higher resolution. So the chances of when you go off are you go off less because there's less room or distance between each of those microbeats. Now this pattern that we created here, the 1, the 2, the 3, and that's the rhythm, right? So you have so in a sense this microbeat, it's sort of like the ocean, right? And this rhythm is kind of like the waves on the ocean, or maybe it's like the little waves, you know, like and these the 1, 2, 3, and 4. That would be more like, you know, the big rolling waves that come in every, you know, 7th wave or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to stop my share and I want to just show you how this works with clapping. Okay, so instead of using the guitar, we're going to do this off guitar and just have it, you know, in our body with our voice and with our hands. And like I just said before, truly, if you can do this just with your body, you can do it with your guitar. All right, so the beats are going to be on 1, 2, 3, E, and 4E, and ah. Okay, so we got 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E, 3E and, oh, I missed it. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E, 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, right? So then when you take that to guitar, you know, it's just now what changes is simply that the clap goes on the left hand, and what you're doing is you're muting the strings except for that exact place where you're making that rhythmic hit, and you press down just short. You're just doing a little like a little press like that, right? So you go 1E and a 2E and 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E, 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E, 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. Okay, so that's that's the basic idea. So just to kind of review, so what I'm proposing here, and it kind of goes against the sort of the you know, the intuitive supposition that you play rhythm with the right hand. And I'm saying, no, you keep the beat with the right hand and you play your rhythm with your left hand. And by using by using that grid that that I showed you, and I'll show it to you one more time because I recommend that you draw something out for yourself like this. You know, you just it's easy to make, and 1 EN, 2 EN, and then you can just get a pencil and just create different rhythms and try to play it and really get used. I mean, look at all the possibilities in here. There's hundreds of possibilities of rhythm just with this one little setup right here. And and just the overall kind of metaphor is that the microbeat is like the ocean, and the rhythm, the rhythm that we hear is actually like the waves on the ocean, and you can't have the waves on the ocean without the ocean. That's kind of the idea. So anyway, that's it for today. Christopher Macor, so you want to play guitar.com, and I hope this was helpful. So be well.